No, I love Jordan, but yeah, no, Christopher had that perfect balance. He was fun to watch, talk about very boring things.
Yeah,
which is pretty.
It's a skill,
unique.
right? To make
and it gets people
stuff
on your side.
Yeah.
Even like I say, even if you're wrong, and he used to argue points that were so like logically wrong, and you used to love it. You could see it if you watch interviews with him. He'll say things that are just the contrary to popular belief, just to get a rise, but also then he'd show you how he's right.
Yeah,
but he's not. It's just amazing.
It's a skill. It's a sport, man.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. It's like, debating club. People say, "How can you have a club?" It's like you do it for fun. It's like if there's an art of debating. Most
100%.
politicians don't always believe what they're saying, but they're good at debating. Or,
exactly.
Some of them are.
That's it. Yeah. Most politicians nowadays don't have a belief system. They believe what will get them in. Quite frankly.
Well, yeah.
As sad as that is, but that's fine. It means that what we want gets in. But it means you have to be good at debating because you don't know what side you'll be on next month. Because if your constituency wants a certain thing, well, Labour have proven how not following what your constituency wants can screw you.
Yeah,
and if you don't change with what your voters want, it completely screws your chances. So there's a good warning for people there if you're going into politics. Jesus.
Yeah, all politicians.
For everyone. You've got to do what your people want. If you don't, you get out.
We get lots of DMs from top-flight British politicians asking our advice. Listen, what does the common bloke want?
Right, Hartlepool, come on, go over it. Talk to me. Okay, so who's next? Oh, here's a good one. Steve Ranella.
Oh, yeah, the hunting dude.
Yeah, exactly. So he's probably not that well known, but he is the host of one of my favourite shows. And I'll rush through these guys now, but host one of my favourite shows, Meat Eater. He's a southern guy, loves his hunting. He's very introspective and he thinks about everything he does and he thinks, is it the moral right thing to do? And he's argued that it is. And he has, every hunt he does on this show anyway, he sort of tries to get something out of it, some sort of moral or sort of, I don't know, meaning from it. Even if he doesn't catch any. I love the show as well because sometimes they just don't get anything. I just watched one where he went moose hunting.
Yeah.
And they didn't see a single moose for a week.
Right, yeah.
I don't know where it was, but Alaska somewhere, I think, maybe. But he took something from that.
Yeah.
I even think they went to a lodge. They had this like halfway house in the hunt that they were going to. And because the house is left there in Alaska for like, I don't know, 6 months at a time, bears had just gone in there, made it their home for however long, torn everything to shreds.
Nice.
And had left months prior. So they get there and the entire thing, they're like hoping for like a warm bath finally and some fresh food and stuff because they hadn't done anything. And they get there and bears had destroyed this hut. Anyway.
Oh, man.
What a show, guys. Meat Eater on Netflix. Check it out. But Stephen Miller, and he's funny. And the stories you'd get from him and...
He's a man's man as well, isn't he? He's a bloke's bloke.
Big time. Big time. He'll have a dip in, probably. Some like some tobacco vibe in his red card. Red card. Pork everywhere.
Sorry, listeners, I've accidentally tipped the jerky upside down. It's all over the table.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, I'm going to spin these last ones off real quick. Because everyone knows why I'm saying them. Dave Grohl.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what he knows.
He's a god to these people.
He's a freaking god. One of the nicest guys in the world. I'd want to know what Kurt Cobain was like. I want to know what it was like touring with Scream, Nirvana. What it's like, what it was like when he started Foos. Anyway, anything that he has to know, I want to know. Also, take some drum lessons from him, maybe. Who knows? Nick Offerman.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Good shout.
Again, he works with his hands. He just knows how to live a really sort of meaningful life. Living the dream. I'd love to just sort of chat with him about certain things. Probably not politics. I think we'd probably disagree on almost everything there. But in terms of meat, whiskey, woodworking, all those subjects, canoeing, which I know he likes. I'd love to have a chat with him. So yeah, they're my guys.
Amazing, man.
They're my guys.
You've got quite blokey blokes as well.
I have, haven't I?
Yeah.
I feel like it's...
Maybe Hitchens is the least blokey, but still super valid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hitchens probably be bored with us. He'd probably get pretty bored with us, actually. The conversation
we wouldn't be stretching him quite enough.
Yeah.
Especially Ranella.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good old Ranella.
Amazing. Oh, it's a great lineup, man. I'd love to be a fly on the wall like that. Even though they're not my choices, I rubber stamp that lot.
Interesting conversations, right?
For sure, yeah. Nice, relatively varied as well. I like that.
All right, what you got?
Okay, cool. So, first of all, I'm going to go for an absolute joker. And this is what got me thinking about this question last week when you mentioned going for a beer with Phil Tufnell. Former cricketer,
yes,
commentator, pundit, I'd call him a comedian, all-round lad. Phil Tufnell is just such a great bloke. If you don't know who he is...
Oh, you've picked Phil, have you?
I picked Phil.
Oh,
yeah, he's number one.
Oh, my
Phil's
God. Oh, yeah. Great shout. I love Phil.
I've read his autobiography.
Have you? Right?
It's so funny. Like, he just loves napping. He loves boozing. He loves a few fags. He just loves just having a great time. And he just seems like a lovely bloke as well.
Yeah.
Just an honest bloke. When I hear him, like, commentating on stuff... just giving his opinion. He seems like he just gives people the time of day as well. When he's talking about these young lads playing cricket, you know, coming up through the ranks and stuff, he's always like super encouraging, super insightful. Kind of, you know, just like one of these uncles that's like, you know, your favourite uncle, basically. So yeah, shout out to Tuffers. He's just great fun. I think he'd just be absolute value all night. Do you know what I mean? He'd chip in. He wouldn't be one of these blokes who's like skimping on the rounds either. Yeah. He wouldn't be like asking to separate the bill by what you had.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, I just split it. Like it's fine. This, you know, we all had a good night. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, he's not quibbling. I just guess he's one of these guys. You know,
totally.
He's going to know a few good beers. He's just going to have a good time. So yeah, Tuffers number one.
What a choice! Great choice for you, for sure.
Number two. Okay, as much as I love Tuffers, I think we need a drop of class. Yeah, we need a bit of style.
Okay.
Some charisma, some experience, some cash. I'm going Roger Moore. Sir Roger Moore.
Okay, fair enough. He's got all of those things.
Yeah, man. I think he's like he could get us into all the bars in Monaco.
Yeah.
I bet he knows everybody. I bet he knows the maitre d'. I bet he knows the maitre d' of the Yale Princess Elbow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
She doesn't exist.
She doesn't exist. He knows her. You know, he can extend last orders. You know, she's not going to be ringing the bell when Roger Moore's sitting down.
He just makes eye contact with her as she's walking up, and she does, "Oh, fair enough."
He just goes, "I'm English, you know," and leaves it at that. Free bar, lock in.
Yeah,
job's a good one. I think he's just going to have so many incredible stories. I know he got on really well with Harry Saltzman and Cubby Broccoli in particular, the Bond producers. So he'd have lots of great sort of film anecdotes and stuff like that. I've got a couple of his books, which I'm working my way through, and it's just like old-fashioned autobiography. It's just like celebrity, joke, anecdote, you know.
Yeah.
All this amazing stuff. It's great value.
Roger Moore, wow. Great choice.
So yeah, because I'm trying to balance things out as well.
I'm interested. I'm surprised that you went for Roger. I know Roger's your top dog Bond, or one of your top dog Bonds.
Yeah. Certainly.
I would have thought that maybe you'd go for one of the more sort of rowdier Bonds.
Oh.
Like Sean.
Listen, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. I loved Sean's Bond. From what I've seen of Sean as a bloke, I think he would just rub me up the wrong way.
Right, okay.
On a night out, if we're talking, you know...
Sure, okay.
Just hanging out with him.
Yeah.
I just get a vibe he'd be a bit rude to the waitress. And that's not a good sign in a bloke for me.
Yeah, there's a couple of clips out there, hey?
Yeah, I just think he'd be, I don't know, he'd be showing off.
Okay.
No, listen, if Sean came back from the dead and said, "Listen, Adam, do you want to go for a pint?" I would, of course, say yes. Yeah. I'd be all over it. You know, I'd never. If I shook his hand, I'd never wash it again. But if I'm talking my ultimate dream night out, you know, I think Rog would. I think Rog would be absolutely fine with like taking pictures of somebody who walked by, signing autographs, being nice to people, that sort of thing.
He is 100% the classiest and probably one of the nicest actors that I've played. James Bond, 100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, totally with you.
But yeah, I mean, listen, any Bonds, alive or dead, if you want to go for a pint with me, hit me up. Okay. Curveball. Number 3. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Great choice.
Listen, this guy has succeeded in 3 massive careers.
Yeah.
Health and fitness.
Boom.
He was Mr. Olympia for like 8 years on the trot.
No one came close.
Exactly. Politics. Governor of California.
Huge.
In a traditionally blue state, he was a Republican California. Republican governor.
Yep.
And did some great stuff. The film business. He was like the highest paid action star for a whole decade.
Yeah.
Something in the movie. But like, if you think about even just one of those is incredible. But to to reach the top of 3 different massive careers like that, also in business, stuff that we don't know about. I know he's part of maybe he was part of like the Hard Rock Cafe ownership. He owns all these different businesses, property, mogul, blah, 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 which obviously comes with, once you've got a bit of cash, it's much easier. Yeah. However, I've read a couple of his autobiographies as well, and there's lots of talk in there about how he's honest about what he's failed with. He bought a whole strip of land thinking that supersonic air travel was going to be the way, but then he realised that sonic booms every 4 minutes weren't great for the surrounding residents, and it sort of like fell on, the arse fell out of it basically, and lost all the cash. Things like that. I just think he'd be great fun. He'd bring the cigars as well.
He would be so good. You've picked some, jealous of some of your picks. No, great shout. The stories that he has that are not in his autobiographies, I'm sure there are
That's
some.
what I'm after.
Yeah.
You're at the EL Prince's elbow, no one's recording you. No paparazzi there. We're all friends. Tell us the stuff. What happened between you and Lou Ferrigno? How did you really psych him out?
Oh man, there's that. What's the documentary?
Pumping Iron.
Where he goes up to see Lou the morning before, and he starts eating like all these eggs in front of him, and just like talking like he's gonna win no matter what, and like
I already told my elderly mother that I won. She
just psyching him out as he's eating just a plate of eggs.
He's just a great character, and he's 100%. Just this sort of never say die attitude. I love. So Arnold deserves a seat at the table.
Right.
And you know what? Finally, I'm just going for a guy that can sing, a guy that has a beautiful dinner jacket, a guy that probably could also get us into every single club in Las Vegas, and he's a booze hound as well. I'm going Dean Martin. Dino.
Yeah. I was going to say Michael Bublé. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, we can go wherever we want. Right, okay.
Oh,
sorry, yeah.
Jamie Cullum.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Perfect shout.
Dino.
Wow.
I just think on a night out, do you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be, he'd attract the ladies. We're going to be getting free drinks everywhere we go. If Dino's there, he's a smoker, a drinker, just a good all-round lad. And he can also sing like an angel as well,
Would you not be worried about the mob hits coming in left, right, and centre like throughout the day?
No, mate, they were all mates.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They were like that. Oh, mate.
What a shout. Yes, man. I don't think I delved into the past enough with my list. As great as my list is, and I'm still extremely happy with my list, I feel like you've really taken a couple of guys out, especially Dean from a bit further back.
Yeah.
Wow. What a night out. Those sort of like crooners and those Las Vegas guys, they knew what was going on.
Oh, they knew how to party. They had all the phone numbers.
Yeah.
They could get whatever they wanted, wherever they wanted it. Private jets. Dino's got a jet. Had a jet. I just think that'd be a banging night out. You know, I've got a bit of funny there with Tuffers and with Dino, and